Apple Watch X Rolex crossover concept, of course, because this will never happen.
Almost got you there.
No, definitely not. As soon as I saw the bezel on that thing, I was like, nah, no chance. Apple, I mean, they've done the crossover, like with Hermes, it doesn't significantly alter the hardware itself. It's always an accessorizing thing. So, like, if they teamed up with Rolex on a band or something, I'd be like, maybe. But the whole deal, they don't really mod their hardware to that extent as this concept. However, there's a market for everything. On the Android side, of course, famously, you had the Tag watch that was like crazy expensive Android Wear. You had other collaborations too. I'm trying to think right now. Well, you had many, obviously, but traditional watch brands like Tissot? No, what? What do I want? Fossil, maybe. You had many on the Android Wear space, and they could do whatever they wanted. But you see, Apple's always on the other side of it with the integration. They have to be in control of everything. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you want different dimensions and so on? It wouldn't happen. So in Apple's case, that's the thing about it. Could you sell an Apple Watch Rolex? Sure, I guess. But, you know, it's a weird because when you get into those collectible watches, it's really not about it's almost the opposite. You're collecting them for age and for collectability. Like some kind of memorabilia. You know, like I got a Rolex Ocean Surfer or whatever. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you ever watch The Watch Guys, which you do, and the guy's carefully taking it apart and he's extracting the moisture and he's, you know, there's a whole thing to it. It's the mechanical aspect of it, the collectability of it. And that doesn't really seem to cross over properly with the digital realm, where you have outdated hardware, you have a slower processor than you did last year. And I mean, just inherently, these things seem to be more disposable, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, as I had this conversation last night with a couple friends, how all the Teslas you see on the road, they're all really recent. Like, the Model S is from 2012. It came out in 2012. You know that's more than a decade, Will?
I guess so, yeah.
But yet, all the vast majority of them are really recent. And if you had a friend that's like, hey, that's my 10-year-old Tesla, you'd be like, wow, impressive. Because here's a question for you as a Tesla owner. How long are you going to have it for? You're not going to have it for 10 years.
Probably not. Yeah, I would say maybe 5 years, 6, 7 years.
I don't know. With EVs, people have a lot of questions about what is the turnover cycle. And you know, how the EV manufacturers, they would love to be more like smartphones and tell you need a new one all the time. And then you know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, we'll get you a great value for that old one there.
The shady guy again. Well, if someone that I know have like a 10-year-old Tesla, I would ask them about it for sure.
Absolutely.
How's the battery? You know?
I'll be curious. But why don't you see anybody like that? I want to meet that person. I want that person to let us know. I want that person to call in to our 1-800 number.
Okay.
Let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, in this case, it's a merging of the sort of collectability and the brand with the Rolex and then saying, why can't we have Apple Watch stuff too? I don't think it'll happen. But if it did, here is your mock-up. Here is your design. Here is your render.
Sure.
And in this case, it's a concept with a 1.5-inch Retina display in a titanium body with orange accents. So I guess it's taken some inspiration from the Apple Watch Ultra as well, because guess what that is? Titanium body, orange accents, so on.